Hello again. This one is a Sri Lankan Ceylon Black tea from RAKKASAN. And I am excited to try this one out. I don't remember how many teas there were in the country pack for Sri Lanka. I know I have a green that I've tried so far. I'm almost certain I've tried a black tea from there, so this may have been the second one. And so anyway, really excited about it. This is the cold brew. I love it when the tea kind of stays at the bottom and you have to shake it up. It looks really pretty in the fridge when it does that. This tea may turn into a keeper just for that one reason, you know, just so I can put it into a water bottle and watch the color change in the refrigerator because it looks so cool. All right, so now it's all mixed up and homogeneous. There are some little crumbs and stuff floating around in there. Yeah, it's definitely a black tea, closer to an Indian black tea than a Chinese black tea for sure. But it's not quite a Darjeeling, but it is in that same realm. So it's sweet, more raisin than muscat grape. Yeah, definitely more raisin. Very refreshing, not drying, not bitter. Has a little bit of a darkness in there. Some notes of cocoa. You can sort of see the leaf there. Really excited to get this glass warmed up and get a really good smell of these leaves, because I have a feeling that it's going to be something special. I must say that so far as the cold brew goes, I do prefer the Darjeeling First Flush to this one, but it's good though. Definitely going to enjoy drinking through it for sure. All right, here we go. Oh wow. It's I knew that it was going to be something special. So very much a raisin aroma, and there's a bit of dark flavor. Not quite cocoa yet, but something similar. It's kind of a dark, maybe So the first thing that comes to mind is the imitation vanilla, you know? It's the first thing that comes to mind. But I wish I had something else. Just because imitation vanilla, I don't think is like a real thing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how they make imitation vanilla, but I know it's not. I know it's not real vanilla for sure. But yeah, definitely raisin, and like I said, the sort of a dark note in there. Not quite cocoa, but something. Maybe like some kind of dark sugar or something. It's hard to pinpoint. All right, so I'm gonna rinse this and just gonna really try to get the leaves good and wet. That wash was really dark. All right, the wet leaf now. Oh, wow. It's definitely more fresh green grapes, but the peel. It's the flesh too, but it definitely smells a lot like a cup full of green grape peels. And as the heat is dissipating, that dark aroma is starting to come through. Really pretty bouquet too, if you could see that. I think I watched a video maybe last week or so, and I was like, I can't see the leaves. Like, maybe there's no point in me trying to show them, but they're really pretty. Really a dark and bronze color. It's like it's all brown, but there's really dark and then lighter brown, and have a feeling that it's gonna turn green as we go through some infusions. Yeah, fresh green grape peels. That's exactly what it is. All right, so I'm thinking 30 seconds on this first infusion. I think there are brewing parameters on the bottle here. You can see the color already changing. Let's see. Yeah, it's only supposed to be 2 grams per cup. 3 minutes at 205. Well, I'm not going to do that for the first infusion, but maybe I will try that. And yeah, the leaves are getting lighter and lighter, starting to unravel. Still that sort of bronze color. Yeah, still that green grape peel aroma. So really, really dark, very close to red tea, Hong Cha. So I'm learning Mandarin, and so there's certain words that I've learned that have their place in loose leaf tea, and it has changed the way I see some things, like, you know, Hong Cha, red tea. Well, it's black tea, but Hong is the word for red, so I can't not see red tea now. You know what I mean? It's like same thing with Baisa. It means white, and so Bai. All right, so 30 seconds. There's definitely some bitterness. I'll say moderate to strong bitterness. I cannot imagine this tea being brewed at boiling temperatures for 3 minutes, specifically on a first infusion. That would be crazy. I imagine there's someone out there that really enjoys that, but not me. There's a minerality, there's a drying, but not much else. Yeah, not much else. I have to say also, this is very far from a Darjeeling black tea. So the first flush Darjeelings are light, they're sweet, and the brew is green, right? The second flush Darjeelings are kind of spicy, with the kind of tea that you want to make chai out of, right? And the brew is darker, not green, not like super dark brown, but, you know, kind of like light brown, I guess. And then the autumn flush is more like a Chinese black tea, but what I consider on the coffee side of things. If you know anything about autumn flushes, it is exactly what you think it is. It's like it's mild, but it's dark. It's a bit like drinking coffee. It's not super bitter, but it does have a little bitterness to it, and I really like those. This, however, is closer to a Chinese black tea, which is interesting because the cold brew, even though it is darker than a first flush, it was as sweet with some of the same flavor profiles. But this one, yeah, those first flush Darjeelings, the hot brew is more like a vegetable broth, more like a collard green spinach type of thing, umami, and there's like no bitterness. This thing is bitter, and there's no sweetness to be found. Also, there is no umami either. So it's completely different. Sri Lanka, I know, is warmer than the Darjeeling area of India, and also lower elevation, I'm certain. So it makes a lot of sense that you'll get this out of the Sri Lankan tea. My experience with Sri Lankan teas over the years, like I'm sure most people, when you first encounter a Sri Lankan tea or Ceylon tea, you kind of get excited because it's like it's exotic, it's different, you know what I mean? I've never really been a fan. Like I just didn't get it, you know, and I've tried a few of them over the years to see if maybe I was missing something that everybody else was getting, and it just wasn't anything really special. And I'm gonna have to go back and look and see. Oh, I have a thermometer. I visited my brother in Dallas, and I saw this thermometer at his house, and I was like, "Oh, can I have it?" And so he gave it to me graciously, so I can measure my water temp here, and also see how well I've been doing over these last months without a thermometer. So this one is at 47, which is very close to 50. Oh, you know what? But see, I think before I would have said that was a bit warm. So maybe my water temp has been lower than 50. All right, so I'm gonna let this sit for a full minute, and these leaves are completely changing color now. I mean, they are completely bronze. Any sort of darkness has gone away. It is all bronze now. Just gonna agitate it just a bit. And I'm gonna let this hang out, see what we get. That brew smells a little weird. What am I looking for? There we go. Yeah, so I'm gonna try this at cooler temps to see if we can kind of temper the bitterness and see if we can pull out any of the sweetness that we found in the cold brew. The brewing parameters on the label here calls for boiling temperature for 3 minutes, and I have a feeling it's going to be like medicine if I do that. Yeah, it's just sort of a wet, old leaf aroma now with these cooler temps. So I don't know. I'm gonna take a look at my keep pile and see what's there, because as of right now, I really do like the cold brew. It's really nice. So depending on what I have in there, I may keep it just for that, because I'm not a fan of the hot brew. No, I don't know. No. It has a flavor, and of course the previous infusion is still on my tongue, so it's hard to give an accurate description, honestly. But it's just not good. It's not good at all. I'm looking for some redeeming quality. Right? I cannot find it. I cannot find it. All right. Just for fun, I'm gonna steep this thing. 205, 2 grams. Well, it's supposed to be only 2 grams. That's probably about 5 grams. But you can talk about the amount of water for the amount of tea. That is a thing. But yeah, I don't know. I have a feeling it's gonna be medicine. Maybe if I add like more water, maybe let's do that. Let's just like add a bunch of water, because maybe it's just too much tea in the glass. That's very possible. It's very possible. I doubt it, but possible. Yeah, it's yeah, I don't know what to say about it other than it is not great. So I'm gonna let this hang out. I'm gonna try to go for 3 minutes if my patience will allow me, and see what we get. You know, the leaves are fully opened now, and so we ought to be able to get a really good idea of what this tea has to offer us. Just gonna let that sit. And so I did go to my storage a couple days ago, and I got a chance to see the teas that I have in storage. And so the question immediately was, well, do I bring anything back with me? And so I decided not to, because I have enough tea here. What I don't have is I don't have any pu'er. So what I was thinking about doing is getting some samples from Farmer Leaf, because I've always, like, if I wanted to create a tea cabinet, right, to show off like all of my like pretty teas and everything, the one thing I really want to do is to have all of the goulans from Farmer Leaf. I think the packages are really pretty. I really like the tea. So far, I've only had the 20, I think I've had the 21, the 22, and the 23, I think. And so I thought it'd be cool to go to his site and just see what goulans he had available and just get a sample of all of them, just to have here at the house, because I think I'm gonna be here for a little while longer. As you can probably see, the ceiling still does not have any what they call drywall mud on it. But I have started applying that in the other room here. So I mean, it's coming along, you know. I've had a lot of fun with landscaping the past couple weeks. The front yard's looking decent. Still have some work left to do. Still have to paint. I want to get like all new fixtures and stuff like that. So, you know, I have a vision for what I want, and the vision looks really good. And it's within grasp, you know, it's within grasp. I just didn't know I was going to be here this long. I'm thankful though, because I've gotten a chance to do some things here that if I wasn't here, I will not have done. I would have been in Ecuador, with maybe a thought of coming back to the States. I don't know, probably this month actually, but who knows what I will have, you know, done. Probably just visit family or something. But now that I'm here, I've gone to Florida with my goddaughter. I've been to Atlanta once. I'm going back to Atlanta in a couple weeks. I just came back from Dallas. I'm gonna buy my tickets to go to Maine here shortly. You know, it's all these ideas that I have now of doing now that I'm here. You know, I really love Southern Utah. And so I think it'll be kind of cool to go by there before it gets too cold, but I don't know if I'll be able to make that, because I think it starts getting cold in October. So I'll have to check and see. Anyway, you know, I feel like everything happens for a good reason. You know, I got involved in church here in New Orleans, which I didn't expect that, but I've really enjoyed that. I've been going twice a week. Met some really cool people. So yeah, but man, I'm so looking forward to getting back to Ecuador. I really am. I miss it so much. And once I finally have my residency, I'll then be able to purchase a vehicle, and I think that'll really transform my Ecuador experience, because before I was doing a lot on bike or cab or bus, which was fine, and I really enjoyed it, and it was really cool, like learning how all that stuff works. But once I have a vehicle, I just imagine, just like going, oh, well, I can just drive an hour to Kanoa whenever I want to, I can just drive, 30 minutes to the rainforest right outside of Manta, and I just have more options available. I still think I'm gonna take the buses because it just makes sense, right? Like from Manta to Quito, I believe is a 6 to 8 hour drive. And I mean, you don't really need a car in Quito unless you're gonna be doing like, you just really don't need a car in Quito. So, and it's only $16 to take a bus from Manta to Quito. So I probably still take buses for long trips. But yeah, so we'll see. Sooner I get done with this house, the better. My brother said he likes having me around in the States. That made me feel good. But yeah, I'm ready to go. All right. I don't know if that's been 3 minutes, but that is about all I can take. The tea has swollen to its capacity. And so we will have a lot of brew in this cup. The color is not as dark as I expected it to be. But I am, oh yeah, no, it's dark. It's really dark. Yeah, I'm expecting this to be just medicine. And I can't believe that they actually put those brewing parameters on this label. I'm really shocked. Look at that bouquet. It's really, really, really pretty. The bronze is starting to turn into a vibrant green. The leaves are really coming into their own. Oh, glass is hot. Yeah, now it's more of that sort of muscat grape that you expect from tea like this. And yeah, it's mostly a bud and a leaf. I see a couple big leaves in here. Not a, well, yeah, I'd say it's about, I was gonna say about 50% bud, but there's actually quite a lot of buds in there. Let's see, I don't know. And they got some larger leaves, but even, look at that, they're small though. Small leaves, not huge. All right, I am not really looking forward to this. It is really, really dark, but it is really the color that you expect from a red tea, right? I mean, it is like a deep dark. Yeah, no, it's just not to my liking. But I never have really liked Sri Lankan teas. If there's someone out there and you love Sri Lankan teas, please reach out, say something. I like to know what exactly you like about Sri Lankan teas above others. I don't know. The first time I've ever had a Sri Lankan tea was actually a tea bag. Long time ago. In the box it said Ceylon tea. And at that point, my experience with tea had only been like, tea bags, right? Like Lipton, the 99-cent box of tea bags that you can buy, right? That was my experience. And so when I tried the Ceylon, I remember thinking that it was definitely stronger. And I remember saying that it needed more sugar. And I remember putting more sugar, and it wasn't good because then it was like too sweet. So I didn't really care for it. And then over the years, anytime I came across like a Ceylon, Sri Lankan, whatever, I would want to try it just to see what it was. And it's never been anything like super special. And when I say special, I mean like a Lapsang Souchong. That's special, right? It's a black tea, but it's different. It's smoky than all the others. All the other like Chinese red teas, black teas, some of them have like a real cocoa or chocolate type flavor going on. Those I'd say are special, right? Some are like really fruity, things like that. But yeah, this one is just dark and bitter. There's nothing else to it. You can taste the low elevation. You can, you really can. It's like even if I didn't know where this tea came from, I'll assume it comes from a hot place. You know what I mean? It doesn't have that like high mountain lightness that you get in those teas. It's really down low, dark, sort of harsh tea. And I keep sipping because I'm trying to find some endearing quality. There's a little bit of the Muscat grape in the background once you get past the bitterness. Yeah, not my thing. All right. Again, I'm gonna have to go back and look and see if I had any other Sri Lankan black teas from RAKKASAN, just to see what the difference is. I'm really curious myself. This one is called Amba, which I believe is something of a red color. So makes sense. Anyway, from me to you, holla.